Welcome friends. In this video let's discuss about post-urban phase of Harappan civilization. So the post-urban phase, before moving further, let's recap a bit. Harappan civilization was divided into three important phases. That is early phase, which started in 3300 BC to 2600 BC. Okay, mature phase, which started during 2600 BC, continued up to 1900 BC. Okay, and here the late Harappan phase, that is post-urban Harappan civilization phase, that is from 1900 to 1300 BC. Okay, let's discuss about this post-urban Harappan civilization, that is late Harappan civilization. So the period here is 1900 to 1200 BC. So it started around 1800 BC, where it marked the decline in the uniformity which was witnessed during the mature Harappan phase. During the mature Harappan phase, we witnessed that town planning, which were discussed in our previous videos, that is town planning, uniform brickwork, art of writing, standard weights and measures, okay, the development of cities on the lines of citadel and lower town. Citadels is the place where aristocracy lived, and lower town is a place for common people, and use of bronze tools, red ware pottery with black designs. So these were important features during the mature Harappan civilization. So these features started declining during the late Harappan phase. Okay, so by the year 1700 BC, most of the cities which were prospered during the matured phase were abandoned. This is the phase of late Harappan. Okay, so here the homogeneity started disappearing. Homogeneity which was witnessed during the matured phase. Okay, town planning was homogeneous during matured phase. So in the late phase, these homogeneity started disappearing and heterogeneity started increasing in all the features, like in weights and measures, town planning, okay, and designing of the layouts. So these started showing heterogeneity during the later phase. This is the key. So please remember this point, and this may come in the prelims examination. Homogeneity during matured phase, heterogeneity during late Harappan phase. So the period is here 1900 to 1200 BC. Okay, the sites here include the Pakistan, some parts of Pakistan, Punjab, Rajasthan, Haryana, Jammu and Kashmir, Delhi, and Western Uttar Pradesh. So here the culture of the late Harappan civilization or post-urban Harappan civilization is chalcolithic tools. That is the copper and stone tools. Okay, these are cruder when compared to the matured Harappan phase tools, which were predominantly bronze tools. Okay, bronze tools. Mature is bronze tools, but Harappan post-urban Harappan civilization is chalcolithic tools. So these are cruder when compared to the bronze tools. Okay, so the quality started declining. Okay, once the civilization entered into late phase. Okay, and next, the occupation of the people were agriculture. The people started living in the villages in the late phase when compared to the matured phase. Matured phase people were prosperous in the urban settlements. Okay, and they also took up hunting and fishing as their one of the occupation, which was minor occupation during the matured phase. And let's look at the reasons for the decline in the Harappan civilization. Okay, there was no certainty in pinpointing a particular reason, even though certain almost all the experts disagree for a single point. Okay, so there is ambiguity in these reasons. First reason is that climate change. So the climate at the time of 1900 and 1700 BC started variation, okay, showing variations. So climate grew significantly cooler and drier from about 1800 BC. Okay, and this linked to general weakening of the monsoon at that time. So cooler climate do not attract monsoon winds during post summer seasons. Okay, so the shift in the course of the river. Second reason is that the river Indus is the lifeline of Harappan civilization, because the major occupation is agriculture, which was depending on the Indus River, which inundates on the floodplains with a fresh, fertile silt every year. Okay, on which the Indus people grew various food grains like barley, rice, okay, wheat. So when the river shifts its course, the agriculture became uncertain for the people, and this failed the people to support the experts who are living in the urban settlements, like artisans, priests. Okay, so this led to the decline in the village, decline in the urban settlements. So that is the another reason. The third reason is that Aryan invasion, the theory of Aryan invasion. This theory was put forth by the colonial historians during the British rule. So Aryan advented into India from Central Asia in 1500 BC. Okay, so the Harappan civilization started declining during 1700 BC. So the theory historians assume that Aryan invasion led to the decline of Harappan civilization. So they invaded the locals. They called the locals as Dasyus and Dasas, and they attacked the locals, and this led to the destruction of this civilization. That was another theory. And the another theory is that floods. Okay, the evidence of brick wall to protect against flood was witnessed in the Harappan sites. And another evidence, important evidence, is that silt clay that covered the collapsed houses in Mohenjo-daro shows that city was prone to floods. So this was one of the reason, but this was not the major reason, because the flood cannot submerge whole civilization. Okay, so this may one of the reason. And another reason is that major earthquake might have destroyed the Indus Valley civilization. So Indus Valley civilization was present in the seismologically weak zone. So this might be one of the major factor. Okay, and another reason may be declining the trade. Okay, decline in trade led to the destruction of the urban life, which may trigger the people to lead the village life because of the uncertainty in the economic sources. And last theory is that law of nature. Every entity has to move from early phase to mature and then to decline phase. So this is the law of nature. So this is not an exception to the Indus Valley civilization. That is one of the reason. Okay, so these are the reasons which were quoted for decline in the Indus Valley civilization. So in 2014 question paper, we found a question called quote the reason for decline in the Indus Valley civilization. So this is the answer for that. Thanks for watching. In the next video, I'm going to make a video on Rigvedic age, that is advent of Aryans. That story is very interesting. Please stay tuned. I'm going to upload that shortly. And thanks for watching.